Next up, we have Drott from Walking with Wildlife. Chad, what wildlife have you actually walked with?
Every time I go out, I walk with wildlife. So I wanted to take the time up here to really think about how I wanted to present this to you guys. And I'll give you a quick run through of what I've done and how I've gotten to where I've gotten. But at the same time, I want to really involve you guys and really make you guys think here for the next few minutes, because it's that important. My name's Chad Drott, and I'm an entrepreneur. I started my own business. It's called Chad's Walking with Wildlife. I travel all over the world, and I film wildlife for a living. I literally get paid to go out in the woods. I sit behind a camera, I point it at some animals, and I hit the record button. And I watch, and I learn. And then I get in front of the camera, and I tell you what that animal's doing. And I did this by accumulating 25 years of wildlife experience. Countless books I've read, articles online, documentaries I've seen on TV, you name it, I've studied it. Most of you, same as my friends, would go home and they would watch MTV. They would always tell me, back in the 90s, a little before you guys' time, they'd tell me about the real world, and they'd tell me about TLC and all these cool things that they would watch on television. And then they'd ask me, what did you do last night? And I'd tell them, I had Animal Planet on. I watched this documentary on tigers. They laughed at me. They thought it was weird. But it was something that interests me. I knew right away in my life at a young age that I was meant to work with animals. That's what I was put on this planet to do, was to work with animals. And not only that, to help with conservation of wildlife. That was my purpose. I knew it at a young age. I had dreams about it, knew that's what I was going to do. Way before Steve Irwin and Jeff Corwin came on the scene, I knew that I wanted to be on television teaching people about wildlife. And then they came out and it was like, oh my God, here's my dream, here's my mentors in front of me. And I really got to see what possibilities were out there. Now, by show of hands, don't be shy. No judgment here. Who here has been told they can't do something? By a teacher, by a parent, by a friend, by a neighbor or somebody else, that you can't do something you want to do? Good. Who here has a passion for something that somebody told them they can't achieve? Raise your hand. You have a passion for something you want to do and somebody told you there's no way you will ever achieve that. Okay, great. Okay, for the panel, I want to show hands of everybody that has a college degree here. Raise your hands. So we got 4 out of 5 over here. I myself started to go to college. I started going for some base classes at a Front Range College in the Denver side, and then I started at CSU. I was going to major in ornithology, which is the study of birds, and I wanted to minor in herpetology, which is the study of snakes. I wanted to work with venomous snakes. And I had teachers and I had other people tell me, you're never going to make it without a college degree. You have to get a college degree if you want to do field studies with wildlife, or you're going to have to get a college degree if you want to go and talk to people about wildlife. You know stuff, but without that college degree, you're not going to make it. You know what I did? I dropped out of school. You know why I dropped out of school? Because they challenged me to do something that they said could not be done. And I told them, nonchalantly, the big 2-letter word we won't say, but starts with an F, ends with a U. You guys know. And I wanted to prove to them that it could be done, that you can do it. Now, I'm not telling you guys not to go to college. That's not what I'm telling you guys. Some of you have your heart set. Some of you have jobs that may require you to do that. All I'm doing is telling you that there's always an option. And if you have a dream, if you have a passion to do something, do it. I have 2 friends I tell a lot of people about. I have one friend that went to automotive school. Okay, he went to Lincoln Tech College down in Denver. He did 2 years. He got all the degrees, all the certificates and things you need. And he came out certified. Started getting work right away. Had all these people come in and bring in their cars to him because he had all these certifications you need. But I joke about it because you know how many engines he worked on in 2 years? 10 engines. He worked on a boat engine, he got a couple diesel engines, and he got a couple gasoline engines. I laugh at that. My other buddy, who I take my vehicle to get work on, lived in his grandfather's automotive shop. His grandfather ran an automotive shop. His dad took it over. Then my friend at 3 years old started living in that place, helping dad and helping grandpa, and he built his way up. He's 25 now. He didn't go to college, but how many engines has he worked on? He's worked on thousands of engines. And I told my other friend, I'm sorry, but I'm taking him, over to my other friend Josh, because he knows what he's doing. He's worked on this 1,000 times. You can pull an engine apart and put it back together. So there's never a you can't do this. There's never you have to do it this way. Don't. If you have a dream to start a job, then do it. Go full passion for it. If you have a dream to go to college and get a degree, do it. Don't take no for an answer. Don't be limited by what other people see. What I've done is, over that 25 years of learning about wildlife, I had trouble reading in school. I was way behind everybody else in first grade. In fact, I was in the bottom tier of my entire school. It was a kindergarten through 5th grade, and I was in the bottom tier. I got put into special education in first grade, all the way through 12th grade. And when I went into college, they had special counselors to help me with school. But at the end, in that first grade year, my mom started to read different things to me. Nothing interests me. Dr. Seuss, you name it, nothing interests me to help me read. And that's what the teachers told her. You need to start reading to them. Finally, she ended up picking up a National Geographic magazine, and she started reading about polar bears to me. And this wasn't a kid's book. This was this is what scientists have been discovering back in the 90s about polar bears. I can remember to this day what my mom told me in that magazine. It's something it's always stuck with me. Who here thinks polar bears are white? Raise your hand. Don't be shy. Who thinks polar bears are white? Who here thinks polar bears are black? Raise your hand. A couple people who think they're black. They're actually black. Polar bears are black. Their skin is black. Their fur is white. But they're 100% black underneath that fur. I remember reading that. You know why they're black? It's because they retain heat from the sun. They live in a cold area. That white fur is only to camouflage them. It's only a barrier to hide them from what really is basically their true colors underneath. And I bring this to you, I bring this fact to you because this is about the point I knew what I was going to do. First grade, I was young. I was obviously way younger than you guys, but I had figured it out right there. When that was read to me, and I retained that information, I knew that was the direction I was going to go. And by the end of first grade, I was reading at a 5th grade level. I was in the top of my school. And then by 2nd grade, I was up in the high school level. So if you have a passion for something, if you have a love for something, go for it. Whatever it takes to get there, do it. Don't be held back. And if you don't know yet, that's fine too. Search, find it, figure it out, and then go full bore for it. Thank you.